Yeah.
All right, dog.
It looks straight or what?
I don't know, dog. It's my first interview. Is this your first interview too?
Hell yeah, fool.
Damn. So fuck, when? Well, I'm Carlos. Shit, first fucking interview. Interviewing straight clowning. Fucking ElMoe, Carlos. What do you go by?
ElMoe, dog.
ElMoe.
That's what I'm mostly known by, but yeah, my name is Carlos.
Yeah. And what are you for like what are you known for like tattoo wise?
Tattoo wise, I would say just a lot of black and gray, fucking lettering script. You know what I mean? Basic shit, I think.
Well, I know a lot of people don't know we're obviously coworkers and we've known each other for a couple of years. But you started off with graffiti, you know, with tagging and stuff like that. So it was basically lettering. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's what I started with. That's all I lived for was just writing on walls, you know.
So do you think like by not even knowing it, that was your way of like expressing yourself, or why did you start in the first place with that? How old were you?
When I first started writing, I was like about 8 years old. It was just all over the neighborhood, dog. It was cool to see on the walls, you know what I mean, and for people to be noticed, you know what I mean. And I just did it for the art, the fun of it, you know what I mean. It felt good doing it, you know what I mean.
Did you want to be known at one point, or was it just for like?
After a while, yeah, because your reputation is everything, you know what I mean. Like, all that fool gets down, or like just art wise, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that fool shit's dope. You know
and this was in LA or what part of California? Because you're from California.
Yeah, California. It's LA County area, San Fernando Valley. I grew up all over there, but Pacoima's my city.
Pacoima?
Yeah.
Well, what age did you start tattooing?
Tattooing was one of my big homies gave me the idea of it. Because at the time I was airbrushing and he was trying to help me out to make money the right way, you know what I mean? So he wanted to open up a spot in the swap meet where I would just hit up some shirts and sell them like that, you know what I mean?
And this was still in Cali?
Yeah, this was in Cali.
So it was long before you even thought about coming to Arizona?
Yeah, long. I didn't even know I was gonna tattoo, dog. I was probably like 16 years old.
16. So at what age did you start tattooing?
About like 16, 17, yeah.
And you still keep in contact with that guy who...
Yeah, he actually gave me a phone call like last week. He's always in and out of jail, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He finally got out, gave me a phone call. So we'll link up, but yeah, I appreciate for that fool for doing that shit, dog. Like, he didn't have to like go out of his way to look for equipment or, you know, even pay for what we found for me to start. You know what I mean?
Do you remember what you started with? Machine wise?
Yeah, I mean we built like homemade machines, and he would actually make me tattoo cups, dog, plastic cups.
How did that turn out?
It was weird, dog, but it was pretty cool. He told me fools up in the pen, well, you know, that's what they did. They'll make money off tattooing mugs and shit, plastic mugs.
Oh man, I know that shit.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
And so, had you already like been to jail by that time?
Yeah, well, I was still a juvenile, so I grew up in the system, dog, like juvenile hall, fucking placements, camp, shit like that. Just because I got taken away from my mom when I was younger, so that's how that happened. I was always up in there.
And in jail, you never had no art classes or nothing like that? Because I know you told me something about you had sports and stuff like that, but...
Yeah, that's when I was a little older. I went into a placement that they did have sports. It was like a high school, so that part was dope. But art, they didn't really have too much art. There was one art class that fuck, what's that for? I forgot his name, but he's the one that actually taught us how to airbrush. Just like a little bit of like fucking time that he was there, he was able to...
From the placement home?
Yeah, he was able to get like some art supplies from them to teach us, you know what I mean?
Because being in a placement home, you already like, was it a negative setting all the time, or was it something positive to where people told you to keep going?
Honestly, it was a little bit of both, but mostly on the negative side, just because us as juveniles back like where we come from, we were bad kids. All of us were bad kids, dog. And imagine fucking 120 motherfuckers together, dog. Like all criminals were all in there for, bad shit. So our mentality was fucked up, you know what I mean? So
So how did you like stay motivated, or was it something you were doing like just every now and then? So you weren't really thinking about it, or
nah, art was never in my head like that after like being in there so much. It started getting into like gang banging and respect and shit like that. It started like that's how I started, you know what I mean? Art was always in my life, but it wasn't like my first
I'm a
top priority, you know what I
yeah.
mean? It was just I just had it, you know what I mean?
And so when you were in a placement home, is that like where you're like you're at a regular house, or is that like at a like actual facility?
There's different ones. I've been to both. I grew up mostly in they call them a 6-bed group home,
No.
and there's six of us, six other juveniles there, and whatever time they give us,
And is that a house, or is that
it's a house,
so what
yeah,
people like taking care of you guys and stuff like that?
yeah, kind of like a foster care, but just for criminals,
So
like
how
juvenile
was that for
criminals.
you? You said you how old were you when you got taken away?
I I was about 11 years old
So how did you
when I got
take
taken.
all that in? Was it like a traumatic thing, or was
Yeah, I mean, I kind of seen it coming. We all seen it coming, but because we had social workers and shit like that coming to the pad, and they'll tell us we're depressed and want to talk to us type shit, and like we just we didn't like all that energy, so we tried not talking to them. You know what I mean? So we seen it coming, dog, and it just one day it just happened, and I think it fucked with us.
yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I have six brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Well,
So
there's
how did
six of us.
there were six of you guys?
Yeah, there's six of us. We would AWOL all the time, dog. Like I didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? Like who wants to be somewhere that like you don't know the people, like you don't know why you're there, and like I don't know, we just didn't like it, dog. Like all of us will catch each other on the street from running away and meeting up back where my mom lived at. You know
And
what I
so
mean?
how would you know? Because back then you didn't have phones, so how would you be able to link up with them?
I remember kept in contact through letters, a lot of
Oh shit.
letters. Sometimes we'll find each other like phone numbers and shit, but it was mostly letters in the beginning. You know what I mean? And yeah, like once we'll run away, everybody will go to the same place. So you know what I mean?
So you
That's
kind of have an idea if they're gonna be
yeah,
somewhere, they're gonna be there.
most likely, yeah. Or the homies will call too. Like I said, I mean, I was a tagger, dog. I was a graffiti artist. All we did was art all over, try to catch fame and do some dope shit. But like I said, all that shit escalated after a while, where we were doing it in other people's neighborhoods where they didn't like that shit. Like if you're not from that neighborhood, like they don't want you writing on the walls type shit. Like it was a respect thing. You know what I mean? So
How did you feel the first time you ever got pressed or confronted by somebody else for? A lot of people don't know what that means and shit. So,
well, I was a knucklehead, dog. Like it would get me angry, dog. Like I didn't like another man or another person telling me you can't do this or you can't do that. Like to me, it's like I'm already doing it. Like why am I gonna stop for you? I don't know you. But I was
yeah.
young and dumb. You know what I mean? My mindset's a little different now. But back in the day, I didn't like that shit. Though. Like I wouldn't.
So
It'll bring problems. You know what I mean?
so naturally you like even from a little kid you just didn't. Nobody had to tell you how to fight back. You just wanted to, or something
Yeah,
that
it
you
was.
built.
I mean, for somebody you don't not know, like I don't know, you wouldn't take no shit from them, would you?
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
of course.
I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I didn't,
And
and I
what?
used to get in a lot of problems just because I was young and they were older, and it's like, of course they could fuck my ass up, but to me it was like, you know what I
So
mean?
how do you lose that fear of like? Because I mean, people now like even as they're older, they're scared of confrontation. They're scared of things that they might lose. People are scared of losing. That's one of the biggest things. They're not so much scared of doing that certain thing they want to do, but they're scared of losing at it. So how do you go about it? Like, as
Like
like
overcoming the
yeah, like
fear
that
about
fear,
it.
or did you even
It's
have fear
not,
about it?
yeah, fool. It's scary when you have to come at somebody that hard and knowing they're gonna come back hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's scary, but at the same time, I feel like I would be more scared if I didn't
Yeah.
confront it, you know? Like I would go heads on with it so we both be on the same page type shit, you know? Two different kinds of people, dog. Like for the most part, like some fools will still see it like, oh, he took care of his shit even though he got fucked up, like he stood up for his shit. Or some fools want to clown and talk shit, like, oh, you got your ass beat, you're a bitch, fool, like you ain't shit type shit, you know what I mean? So there's both ways, you know what I mean?